We're back. We're live. Um, this group could break roundtable. Surprisingly, they picked movies that weren't horrible. So that's a shocker for two of them. Um,
Hey,
some have some real strong opinions on some of these movies. Some are just indifferent. We're battling 98 here. Rehashing the conversation, but we'll get to that in a second. Uh Normally I pass it to Mark, but he's about to take a bite of steak, so I may just pass it to Nazario first. Nazario, you are back. Last time I think you were on. I think you've been with Kaiser before. I think he brought
Yes.
Garfield last time. You had
A
joined the
Tale of
parties.
Two Kitties.
I joined the parties back up together. But what'd you bring this time, and how are you?
I'm fine. It's been a year, and yes, he brought Garfield Tale of Two Kitties, which was fucking sad, like a waste of a time for everybody involved. For this time, I brought Panic, Henry Brummel's 2000 film. It's underrated. Let's call it that. I like it.
Okay. Um, Steak seems to have been cleared. My partner in crime on this channel. If you heard us talk to each other, you'd think we hate each other. Or actually, I just hate Mark. Mark really doesn't say anything negative towards me too many times, but that's just the role I play. Mark, how are you? What'd you bring this time?
Oh yeah, good times had by this was a good time, even though last time I was trying to remember last time Nazario was here and reminding me about that episode. Remember the movie you picked now? Okay,
What
remember
was
the
you
movie?
bring?
I don't know, it's some Spanish movie. And then when
Oh, and we
Kaiser,
did Fiddler on the Roof. We did like a
yeah,
whole. It was a weird episode.
yeah, and the last time Kaiser was on the show, I almost quit. I was first movie Garfield Two Kitties, like, nah, this nothing's worth this. Like I almost left. Can only go up from here. I'll say that for you guys. It can only go up. Anyway, I brought BS High. We're into football season. Fun football documentary about the infamous Bishop Sycamore High School.
Funny, right before we started Hit Stick again, which will be live this Wednesday on the video store. Yes, the video store still uploads things. We will be on the video store. We will be uploading, and we will be ready to talk football. Last time you picked Varsity Blues, you picked this one. It lost a little bit of thunder. I would rather have Varsity Blues back, but you know what? It's still not bad. Next up, Kaiser. Uh, some say your opinions are horrible. I don't know if I would go that far, but what'd you bring this time, and how are you?
So first of all, I'll say that whatever Nazario and Mark said about Garfield 2, I'm pretty sure they enjoyed it. So that's that. And
Yes,
okay,
I like it.
but to be fair, I think we can all agree I brought the better movie this time. I brought technically the best movie of a 98, despite what others will say, Shakespeare in Love.
No, I've never heard it described like that, but that's interesting.
Even Best Picture of Cody is
uh,
technically the best picture of the year.
yeah, you want to also get into what Weinstein did to get that Oscar? Anyways, Ryko, never been
hey,
on the show, torment me off call, but I decided to bring you on call for this because I think you'd be perfect for this show.
thank
How
you.
are you? And what'd you
I'm
bring?
good, and you guys took it easy on me because there wasn't any real crap this time. I mean, some I like more than others, but so yeah, you like by the sounds of it, I missed all the horrible shit. So thank you. Uh, and I brought a Canadian film, a 1978 film starring Elliot Gould called The Silent Partner.
Alrighty.
Nice thriller.
And I'm doing great. No one ever asked me how I'm doing. I'm doing great. I brought the other film that should have won Best Picture in 1998, Saving Private Ryan. I brought it because I thought, what an interesting time. I watched Shakespeare in Love a really long time ago. I finally decided, I was like, well, if we're gonna do this, I need to do this counterpunch because it's interesting to put them together. Um, well, first off, we're gonna start about a scumbag individual. So fun. This documentary was fucking crazy. It was a lot of fun to watch, but overall, it's just he's a scumbag. We're going to BS High. I don't know. This is going to be really interesting. I think we have 3 international people on this, so maybe this did not hit as close to home. But I watched this game on ESPN. Well, I watched till halftime of this game. This game was horrible, but I just thought the entire time was like, how did this team get on this field? Like, how did they get to play this team? Because they just didn't black, and it was brutal to watch. But yes, basically a guy invents a high school, basically scams everybody. They get their shit kicked in on national TV, and he doesn't face any, like, in that aspect, criminal charges, which is crazy. One of the biggest crazies. Real quick, did anybody before me and Mark knew anything about BS High?
Nothing. No, this
I
is a
actually
brand
had
new
seen it.
introduction for me.
I actually had seen the film before when it came out on HBO.
But
I
before
forgot
that,
most of it though.
Did you know anything?
No, high school football, not really something in my radar.
That's fair. That's fair. So we can talk about the goods, I guess, the good as much as you can get in this. For a documentary, I thought the documentary was really good. I thought they have a nice. I loved how basically the producers were just there poking him with a stick the entire time. Like, and how lost how even then at this whole thing, his narrative was still like, they can say all that stuff, but I did this. Like, they were talking about me. I was like, you are completely delusional. And how, like, the nerdy guys, like the ones that he would probably have bullied in high school, was the ones like cracking him for the entire thing. I just found, because every time he's like, do you consider yourself a con man? No. He is 100% a con man. They just kept like repeating the thing. So what was everybody's takes? Good, bad, ugly. What'd you guys think about it?
I hate football. I hate sports, but I love this. Like, I don't know, love may be too strong, but the best part of the film was the last 15 minutes where they started talking about the systematic issues that could have led to something like this. Honestly, I wish there was more of that, because that's the kind of stuff that interests me. But even like just the character study of this weird ass man, like who admits to lying, who is fascinating, just a fascinating grifter, and a country that's full of grifters right now. It's just fascinating to like a small time, like how, like he's never going to get to the top, but I kind of love this.
I thought it was fine. For the most part, I think this would have been a great 60-minute episode of a documentary on Netflix. But the thing I liked the best was the setup. How he tried to do it first with like a Christian school because of all the religious rules for schools and stuff, and then he had to pivot into this. It's hilarious to me that he picked Bishop Sycamore, so it's just literally BS high. And I don't know if that was on purpose. I kind of think it was, but it's brilliant if it did. The thing is that I really like the setup. I really like the execution of up to a point, but I don't know. Then it started getting a little soggy and whiny, and honestly, I think like they kind of knew what they were doing, so it kind of lost me over there. But in general, it was fine. It was good. Like even, yeah.
I thought the interesting thing was how they kept presenting Roy as like when I would love to be in his mind to see how he thought he was like how he thought he was coming off. Because like how he thought he was coming off looked like, oh, he's explaining himself well. He looked like, it sounded like a snakeskin shoes salesman, like horrible. Like when he was describing those those chickens that he would like order ahead of time and then not show up and then go there at the end to just get them because he had to feed these kids. Like, I felt horrible for the kids. Like overall, just like that's just one of the things that is just like. I played for a football program that didn't have like the greatest like setups and stuff, but we had trainers. We had like people to look out for us. We had coaches and strength and conditioning coaches that wouldn't like let us just die out there. Play 2 games in 48 hours. It was one of the most criminal things I've ever heard. And how he described it was, if you don't want me to do it, make it a law. But since there's no law, we're playing.
There is a lot of insane shit in this movie. That I think is the craziest.
Yeah.
It's the most insane thing I think I've ever like. Put the health stuff aside for a minute. IMG is your biggest game of the year, and you're only going to give your team 48 hours of prep. Like you're not good. Like that is how you know this is an unserious program. Like we're going to play this team who nobody knows, and then we're going to be on national television 2 days later against this powerhouse.
But I also love where he's like, you got that from Madden. I don't call the plays. I didn't get it from Madden. I'm not the offensive coordinator. What a lie.
What's interesting to me though is like if is it really like all a con in his head, because it's not like he thinks he can actually. I thought he actually thought he could win. Like,
I don't.
Is he just delusional, and because of that,
Yes.
he's a con man, right? Because it's like
He's mentally ill, is what I think.
He's what? Sorry.
He's mentally ill. He's got something.
Yes. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
He's a sociopath, basically. Like he's a narcissist to the full degree. Like it's crazy.
Yeah. And he's delusional. It's not like
It's like
he
when he got
actually
arrested
thinks he
in
could like create a football thing.
When he got arrested in 2022 or whatever, right after removing from jail, he decided to make a tweet said we'll be bigger, better. Like, buddy, you're like, no.
Sounds like Fire Festival too.
Yeah, but like I said, the most fascinating thing is like the whole environment and the laws and the whole football what do you call it, culture that allowed this to happen. Even the parents that were involved in this, I wish they would have focused more on that, right? Like, because there were a few parents that were actually involved. Like, what did they think was happening? Did they think it was a scam? Because that wasn't really addressed. So, like I said, that was the most. But it's the part that I think where this documentary kind of fails, because it didn't go into enough detail.
I think it was addressed. I think it was addressed kind of the way I thought it would be addressed.
Yeah,
because I think Bomani Jones does kind of touch on it at the end. There are very few professions, I think, in American society that demand a sort of respect and a sort of at least some knowledge. Coach is one of those terms and one of those professions that demands that respect. And I feel like if you're a coach in anything, people on some level just kind of assume that you know what you're doing. And even when you don't, people are just going to kind of follow that person because they are the leader. They are the person who has taken up the task. So it doesn't ultimately surprise me that much that the parents are kind of he's the coach and this is maybe the way we do things. And it doesn't become apparent that, we're in some place that we shouldn't be when we're in the middle of this IMG game. And I just realized I'm basically the head trainer here and kids are getting hurt. And we have no business being in this game, but you only notice things are things are horrible when it is so obvious.
Mm-hmm. Kaiser, you were going to say something. Go ahead.
Yeah. So what I would say is, aside from all the points mentioned about the good things of this movie, I have 2 more points to it. The first point is that I feel that because I do watch sports documentaries, but I don't really follow football. So I am glad that the way they did this documentary I think it was very palatable even to non-football fans. To me, it was very easy to follow. The stuff that they put out was very relatable. So I really loved it about that. And the second good thing is, I love that ultimately they made it clear that the main victims are the kids. Like they didn't shy away from like showing all the like the disgusting social media attacks that these kids suffered, and at the end, I love that how there was a tribute and there was an update to how they are all doing, which was very heartwarming to me.
These kids played on ESPN in prime Twitter days, where an egg emoji was ripping you to absolute shreds. Like these kids were under hellfire, and they were like, they had no idea what they signed up for. I love the pundit too. Like I know he's on ESPN a lot, but he's the guy who's like, imagine playing 2 games back to back. Is like running your head into the wall 30 times and then going and doing it again right after.
Except the wall is sturdier.
Yeah, it's just crazy to me because like I do like the parents, like I do blame. Again, if you're involving kids and all, and you're signing your kid up for that, one, you should be a little bit more on your radar of what the hell's going on. Like they were sending pictures of the food and stuff. I would have went and got my kids like instantly. I'm like, what are you doing? Like this, you can't feed my. This doesn't look like food at all. And that's one of the things that I had a problem with because the parents, like, you have to be somewhat responsible. You trusted them to this kid, regardless, guy, whatever he said to you. But also, the guy seemed like a pretty good salesperson for everybody to buy into everything that he had. But it just took a day to like find layers that just like none of this worked. And like every problem that he had like a justified excuse for it. Oh, I didn't pay that hotel tab because they were going to give me credit for 90 days. If you're going to give me credit, I'm going to take it. I'm like, no.
I do want to point that because I've noticed this in a number of documentaries, and I think it's very much true in this one. If you can get the guy who is the head of something and he's willing to talk, watch the documentary. Like it, and if you're a documentarian, you have the main guy who's willing to talk. Like you got like some good shit on your hands. I mean, I have not seen either Firefest documentary. I know people talk about the one where they got Billy McFarland, and like it just sounds crazy because it's also just in this guy's case. I don't know why he wants to talk about it, and especially when Beaumont Jones brings up like the plan of this, even though everything they're doing is illegal. The main hope of this was, hey, maybe someday people are going to watch it. Like we're going to reveal it to the world at some point.
I think he thinks he can succeed. I swear to God, I don't think he thinks it's a scam.
No, that's what I was thinking. Like, I think the fact is that Roy actually thinks what he did was clever and smart and intelligent, because for most of that documentary, that guy is showboating. He's like saying these things because he thinks that he doesn't think they make him look like a piece of shit. He thinks they make him look like the greatest fucking smartest guy ever. And this is why when they show him the videos in the end of the kids crying and like regretting and saying these things, then he gets so fucking pissed because he's like, fuck this. This is not what I was like. What I was doing is what I was saying for the last hour. Like, I am the coolest kid and I tricked the system because I'm so fucking smart and I was gonna get all these things. And yeah, I took some money here and there and I conned some people, but that was kind of like the way to get what I was trying to do. So when he feels that those kids doing that, he actually feels like they are being fucking, ungrateful. I think that's the word.
Why are they being so mean to me?
Dude, when he looked at the camera, it was like, there's no coming back from that. What he just said, I was like, buddy, there's no coming back. Like when you started this whole process, I think it is very interesting because there are like, if they pulled back the books on a lot of high school programs, I would be interested to see the amount of problems that everybody would have.
Exactly.
But
that's the part.
There's a reason that they will not
never
open those books.
Yeah.
Those will stay sealed. Like the state of Texas alone will have guns outside their school to protect those.
I know a couple of high schools in San Antonio I know are doing like some blindside shit. Where they're just like housing kids just to play for their high school team.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I believe the thing that it kind of pissed me off the most is it IG. What was the name of the elite school?
IMG.
IMG. Like when it was sold for 1.2 billion, I think it said.
Mhm.
It's insane. It's a high school that gets sold
Oh.
for 1.2 fucking
If
billion.
you look at the fields, they're millions of dollars. They were just a high school. The funny thing is, this came out, and I think in the past 2 months, a high school just built a $62 million field.
That's insane.
It has press boxes. It has it all.
But
Right.
It's a
this-
high school,
Fucking sports.
yeah, this is the part that
and it's a high
infuriated me.
school. Yeah.
Less, more so than even him, because he's just
I-
sort of a small fish, right?
With the
I
documentary,
actually love
it's-
how I love how Cody keeps on saying this. It's a high school. It's a high because if it's a college, it's fine, right? Because colleges have $1 billion stadiums, man, which is
Well,
also
yeah.
fucking
Yeah,
sucks.
even that is.
Well, the difference is, college has TV rights. College
That's the
has
thing.
some income coming in.
Yeah,
no
but
one's
the
buying the
students
high
don't get
school
any
rights
of
to
that.
watch Northwest State versus Southwest State play. Like that's why I had to go on ESPN. But like in Oregon, when they have a 200, Nike is producing that bill. Like that makes sense to me. That makes perfect sense to me. And plus, you're paying for admission. If you're going to just
Yeah.
a school.
But the students don't get any. I mean, the players
No.
don't get any of that, which is
Oh,
like the
hell
real.
no.
Yeah,
Well,
it's the real.
college players didn't get something until 2020. Like,
Yeah.
again, there's something to look into. When it says goods and bads about this documentary, it's kind of like a weird thing because it's a doc instead of like a movie. So there's there's real characters that are breaking down. But like everybody like when he talked about the Kinkos, I was like, if you've ever caught somebody cheating, their eyes tell you the story. He's like, Kinkos, what do you mean? Buddy, we all know the story. Like,
Yeah.
I love how he started as like, well, by the letter of the law, it was not attempted fraud because those are real account numbers. Like, bro,
Oh, yeah,
what are you
that's
talking? You admitted to printing off a
the
check.
funny thing is, he's like, one of my Kinkos gone true. Well, by the letter of the law, those are real account numbers. That's not the question I asked you. What about Kinkos?
That's not. But is
my
it
main, my main problem with this movie is that even though they acknowledge that, even though like the doc acknowledges that he made like he skirted around the law, I'm not really entirely sure why they just assume that, oh, it's the law, we can't change it. Like they should have said something more about what they can do to change the law and to like improve the things itself.
No, yeah.
I think
they're not going to,
as it is. Yeah.
because the other schools that are scams but are making
There's
real
other
money, right?
donors and other places that have it's the bit. There's blind money everywhere. It's just where it all ranks. I felt bad for the one kid, the quarterback that was going to go to Grambling State, and then just got it ripped from him because he went to Bishop.
Because he was actually, I don't understand football, so I couldn't tell, but he wasn't bad, right? The quarterback, like as a player.
He wasn't good. He wasn't good in the game that we saw him play.
It was really tough to tell because, like, listen, like he had nobody to throw to. They said he was nationally ranked, so he could have been good, but like
he could have had talent.
It sucks because he could have gone someplace. Like he wasted his opportunity going to this school instead of anywhere else. Because if he had gone anywhere else, he probably would be playing college football, or he probably would have ended up playing college football. Because
This is the problem. This is the problem I have with that part. Like, you can say whatever you want about kids being deceived and everything on that. Some of those kids were 21-year-old, and the moment you show up for a high school to play football and they say that, hey, guess what? There's no fucking high school. And you don't take a single class and you don't do anything that is remotely close to being a high school. And then you just get an opportunity to play football. Then you don't get to be whiny after that, saying like, yeah, I was tricked. I didn't understand. I know I didn't ever took a single fucking class, but I did not understand it was not a real high school. And this is gonna have consequences for me.
You're
later.
such a dick. You're
okay.
such a dick.
I mean, a couple things.
Dude,
One,
if it was 15-year-olds, it would be one thing. It was 20 and 21-year-olds.
That's not that big of a difference. Like, what are you talking about?
And also,
You get to drink, it makes a difference.
Yeah, but the thing is, a lot of the high schools that aren't in this document are also scams like that. But the difference is, yeah, you don't get an education, but at least they make money on the football part of it, right? Like that's the legit. So like I think that's the real crime here is the fact that this is basically like everywhere. The only difference is this guy wasn't that good at it.
Oh, he's
I
horrible
still
at it.
I still think
Pretty
this
good.
guy's worse because he has no avenue to
That's
make
true.
any. At least those other places, for as shitty as they are, they at least have an avenue. IMG,
That's true.
like people know what IMG Academy is. If you play good at IMG, you have a shot to get into a D1 school, possibly making the pros. This guy had none of that, but he was able. But he still sold the dream to the kids like it was, which makes him a total scumbag. Like because there is no redeeming value to this guy whatsoever because everything he did was just to benefit himself. I mean, we can talk about keep talking about this coming. I just want to bring this up. Like the PPP loan stuff, I thought was insane. The fact that
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was fucking rough.
I forget the website name of this. Like, but I used to do like some work with like the P. You can go like whenever we get off here, I would just go to like this like it's like some federal site, look up their old roster and then start looking up names, and you'll be shocked at how many kids pop up on there of like having taken out 2 PP.
And the fact that they didn't do it, that is the scummiest. But okay, am I gonna get a cancel now saying that I think the chicken thing was a little bit genius?
No, I agree. Honestly, and that, like, yes, he did some genius moves, like overall, like but like he would catch things like just so quickly. He just didn't. He always had a move. He just never thought about the next 7 that would come next down the line. Like, oh, I got them a hotel room. Okay, how the fuck you paying for it? Oh, I got these players. How am I feeding them? Like
Yeah,
he didn't have.
he doesn't
any
know
of
how to
this.
plan, which is when we get into my movie, we'll discuss because the best part about that is how the planning. Yeah, he doesn't know how to
Perfect
plan.
segue.
I think the wild shit is like he had the money. He got like 40 grand off of like 50 kids. He definitely had the money. He just chose not to use any of it.
Fair. All right, we're gonna get star ratings on this, letterbox style. So half stars is all you can give. You can't give me a 2.5. So Mark, it was your movie. What did you give it?
Yeah, I really like this movie. I'm trying to remember. Okay, I'll give it that again. I originally had it rated 4.5 stars. I'll keep it at that. I just think this I just think is a fascinating doc. Like it's weirdly rewatchable, even though how horrible it all is.
Oh.
Nazario.
I think it gets his point across. I think Roy is very interesting character, even though he's a fucking piece of shit. But like I said at the beginning, I think the story itself didn't blend itself to like a full feature length. I think it was more like a 60-minute thing. So I'm gonna give it 3 stars because I think it has lulls in the middle.
I'm 3.5 stars. Not that I didn't like, but it just didn't get over the hump where I want to rewatch it anytime soon. But God, I would like to see Roy do more interviews. That's what I want to do. I want to see him talk to more people. Ryko.
Okay, I'm gonna give it 4 stars just because it was way more entertaining than I thought going in. But it doesn't go like you're saying. It doesn't go to the next thing where it's like amazing. Because like I said, there was stuff in it that I really wanted to know. So the exact opposite of Nazario. I wanted it to be longer. But yeah, because I wanted more stuff. But yeah, 4 stars.
Kaiser.
To me, that I will also give it 4 stars. And I didn't really like this documentary, but it falls into a lot of the so-called traps that a lot of documentaries set for themselves, which is they only show what the people who film the documentary want you to see. Like I feel that there is a lot more to be explored here that they deliberately chose not to explore. So I will only give it 4 stars.
Okay. Change the order a little bit. We're gonna go to the movie that Ryko just brought up.
Oh,
The
Silent Partner.
Silent-
Okay.
The Silent Partner. I think Mark will understand this. If Bar's never seen this movie, Bar needs to see this movie because this is one of the most Bar movies that I felt when he brought it up. Not that it's bad, it just felt like a movie that he would just absolutely rave about. So, The Silent Partner, Christopher Plummer and eyeliner is a little fucking creepy. Anybody disagree with that?
Oh yeah,
And one of the most awkward, like, pinch nipple, kick in the face, kill a woman scene I've ever watched in a movie. Overall thoughts.
Am I going or
Go ahead.
since I brought it?
You-
Okay, this is I love this film. This is one like
Is
I
it because
saw
it's in Canada?
That's the part that what's the thing about Canadian movies. A lot of them don't take place in Canada. Like you watch an Australian movie, you could tell it's Australian because one of the accents in it usually takes place in Australia. But Canadian movies, because they're trying to market to the States, either take place in the States or in some, never named place that could be the States. You know what I mean? But here, it takes place in Canada. It has like the first Canadian, first Toronto bank. In fact, there's scene after the murder where he's running out. He runs out, and you can see the building I used to live in, right in the background. So that's where it was shot. It was shot like 30 seconds from where I used to live. So yeah, that's what I love about it. But the thing I love most about it is how clever the main character is. He's definitely coded autistic, I think, back when I don't think people knew what that was. But but it's like, and the fact that he thinks it's a game throughout the whole thing until the end when he realizes it's not a game. But it's just so clever because he doesn't steal the money because he wants the money. He doesn't steal it because he needs it. He steals it because it's a game and he can. Right. And I love that. And he plans everything. Like I love the fact that they show how he plans, how he's going to steal the money and like fuck this guy who he shouldn't fuck. That's the problem. Like when I was a kid, I used to like, oh, would it be great? Like people are stupid. You can commit crimes and get away with it, but then you have to deal with people like Reichel. Right. So that's and there's just something about that, and the fact that this character is smart. Like through even at the end, he doesn't get him through violence. He gets him by outsmarting him. All right. And to me, that's the part. It's how many characters in movies do you have that basically go throughout the whole movie based on their smarts, and that's how it is. So anyway, I would love to hear your opinions, but I could talk hours about this movie, so don't let me.
See, the thing about Canadian movies. No,
Oh Jesus!
no, I'm kidding. I thought it was fine. It definitely feels like you have personal reasons why when you were younger you fell in love with the movie, and you have that feeling in your head. Because I don't find like any reason to say like this is the greatest movie ever, or like this is just a perfect film. It is entertaining. I will not say that. I won't say it isn't, because it is. I love what Christopher Plummer is doing with the fucking eyeliner and the weird things, because it's the 70s.
I want his outfits. I'm gonna say that.
I don't know how like he was doing that, and nobody was saying like, hey, this guy is just being weird. Because and even the way he shows up dressed for the final scene as a woman, I'm like, that was kind of out of nowhere, but it worked for what the movie was.
Well, you guys remember this was written by Curtis Hanson, and Curtis Hanson knows what he's doing, right? So
that makes sense.
the guy who wrote and directed L.A. Confidential.
I know. I like Wonder Boys. Okay, so I think it's a solid movie. I think the way I don't think he didn't need the money. I think he did need the money because he didn't like the life he was living and that job he was having, or that he couldn't get the girl that he actually wanted. So he saw an opportunity and he took it, and he was smart about it, how to maneuver the things to be able to keep it. I would have made one particularly different choice than him, but overall, I think it was fine. I just think the whole vibe of the movie is like that 70s crime movie that were coming out like several movies like this, and there were better movies and there were worse movies. I just trying to figure out why this particular movie was the one you loved, but I think it's one of those things. Yeah, it's that thing that when you you get so it's when you were young and you loved it.
Yeah, I thought it was fine. I don't think it's like this. Everybody had like 4 stars and stuff. I don't know if I'm that high on it. I really like Elliot Gould. I find him fascinating. Christopher Plummer was just off-putting for me, and I guess in this role of his character, but I really just didn't like his acting overall in the film.
Oh, okay.
Welcome to the show. I didn't think he was doing great. Like, Yeah, and like it's like diet coke crime for me. Like I didn't like get in love with the heist. Silent Partner, I didn't know anything about it, but I kind of like grabbed onto it real fast. Like, oh, okay, cool. So he's just gonna be working behind the scenes while the real crime goes down. Cool. Like I thought that was just on the nose. I hate Canada, so that just didn't help. No, I'm just kidding. But overall, I thought it was fine. I enjoyed the overall watch. I just don't know if it will climb to like the top for crime for me. But I'm glad I finally saw it. I probably would have never. I didn't know this movie existed. Be fair. So
Yeah. For me,
but I also do love a crime film that shows me their plans, like them breaking it down. I will always be a sucker for that.
yeah, yeah. For me, okay, sorry, I can't add more to what Cody and Anazari already said. To me, it was kind of fine. To me, it's like a standard 70s crime film, which means it's kind of a bit fast paced towards like the beginning and the end, and very slow and like plodding towards the middle. Like I think I zoned off for like 10 minutes during the middle when he's like having his like honeymoon period with a young woman. So it was like, it was pretty fine. And there are some dumb things in the movie, like the picking down out the window at the telephone booth part, which they rehashed like 3 to 4 times. That was a bit too overused, and at the end it got a bit dumb. But overall, I think it was pretty fine.
So Nazario, I'm gonna try that chicken. Nazario just put his review for Bishop. I'm gonna try that chicken trick. It's great.
I think I'd be the one. I honestly like this movie quite a bit. Honestly, I've had a lot of fun with this. Elliot Gould is honestly somebody I've been wanting to try to get into at least a lot of his like 70s stuff. He always seemed like kind of one of those more interesting actors back then. And this one, I really love the plotting of this movie. Because it's not entirely clear, at least in the beginning, what exactly he's doing. Because it's just a couple little things. Like he notices the note, and then he notices, oh, this is kind of the same as the note. Like maybe like he tried to rob it and he just like didn't for whatever reason. And then you see him grab the lunchbox. Like, what is he doing with that lunchbox? And then like they never actually say that Elliot Gould is like, oh, I'm going to try and rob this place. You just the movie just allows you to get there naturally. And then as the movie progresses, it never feels like Elliot Gould is making a dumb decision. It always feels like he's like one step ahead. Honestly, I think he only really makes one dumb decision throughout the movie, which I don't know why he did. It makes no sense because
Which one's that?
When he gives the key to
the woman,
to the woman.
Yeah, but I guess I don't know if you've never dated you're 40 and dated a 22-year-old woman.
Well,
I could totally get it.
Here's the only thing. Like, he clearly did not trust her when he used her to run the scam in the bank.
No, he didn't because
he didn't let her take the money. But 30 minutes later, he decided, well, I trust you now. Here are the keys. Like, what has changed? What has changed in those 30 minutes?
No, I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
Any bads from this film? Anybody have some nitpicks that they think they just didn't like, or?
I have a different choice that he made that I didn't like, and it's the choice that he didn't identify him when he was in the lineup. Like, I don't know what he.
Oh, wait! That was the smart thing. If you identify him, he's going to.
I want to hear Nazario try.
Okay.
Stop trying to interrupt him. Let him dig his own hole.
Yes.
This is the thing. Like, what is he going to say? No, he took the money. He's the one who kept it. How are they gonna fucking prove it? It's the guy who got caught red-handed stealing the money, saying that the teller kept the money. That was what he was worried about. If he points him out, he goes down for the robbery and he gets a longer sentence. What was he trying to gain? Like his goodwill? He wanted to fucking kill him anyway.
Yeah.
He sent another woman to fuck with him, and as soon as he got out, he was like, well, I'm not gonna fucking kill you after I get my money. Like, it makes no sense. Like, they were never going to believe Christopher Plummer anything he could say about Elliot Gould trying to keep the money. So why the fuck are you doing this? I hated that.
Wow, that's the part because I that made sense to me. You're not gonna like say, hey, that's the guy that did it, because you don't want them looking into your shit because they'll find it. I think they'll figure out that you took the money. I don't know. That's just my thinking.
How? If you
How?
hide it, I mean, it's like a pile of cash. It's not like you have transactions that they can find. You literally took a pile of cash out of a bank when people robbed it.
And put it
You
in the
put
bank.
that. Well, he did that later. But if you just take this and you dig a fucking hole and you put the bag in a hole for a couple of years, nobody, like when they closed the thing, they were never gonna look into
Yeah,
you
but there's that whole
seriously.
scene where the cop was suspicious of him, just questioning him. So I think that scene is there to put it
Yeah.
into him that he's that
Eh,
that Elliot Gould is like, wait a minute, they're suspicious of me.
I I think that yeah, that I'm kind of with Raiko on this one. Like the cops were already kind of thinking that he may have been in on it. Like you can kind of feel that suspicion. And also, like Elliot Gould also doesn't want that heat on him. And at that point, like there's no like he can't turn Christopher Plummer in because at that point Christopher Plummer has nothing to lose. He's gonna talk and he's just gonna keep saying it. They're gonna keep looking into Elliot Gould, probably eventually find like the safety deposit box key or look into the bank. Like they'll do something because they'll
Yeah,
realize like this guy just keeps talking about it, even though like he's not like a trusted source. Like Elliot Gould still doesn't want that heat on him. He doesn't want
exactly.
the
And
he
I
doesn't.
don't think.
Yeah,
Sorry, go ahead.
he
And,
he just doesn't want the cops on him. Is all I'm
yeah,
trying.
and I don't think Elliot Gould realizes the danger he's in at that point either. Like I don't think he actually. I don't think he realizes that until the end of the movie. Really.
he didn't do the bank safety deposit box thing till after that, when he was with the younger woman and everything. So there are other things he could have done. I
Yeah.
just think it's a bad choice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He puts the money in like immediately. What are you talking about?
yeah. It's like the next day.
Yeah,
No.
yeah, he does.
Yeah, yeah. He puts it in the thing the next day.
Puts the money in immediately. What movie
Yeah.
did you
I'm
guys?
j-
I don't think you guys watched the movie, right?
Because
I'm j-
I just watched it
These
this
guys did not
morning.
watch the movie, right? It's
I
okay.
I'm just trying to rile up
They watched
Rosario.
they read the wiki on this
Yeah,
because they didn't have.
that's right. And the wiki's wrong about how much money was taken. God damn it.
No, I
You
48,000,
remember.
cannot you
300.
cannot get
Why?
Christopher Plummer from the fucking wiki.
And the
Not
other,
just
that's true. That's true.
okay.
And the other thing I want to say about this film, it's there's the Oscar Peterson. I don't know if you guys know who he is, but he's a Canadian jazz legend. And this is the only film he ever scored, like period. And I just love the score of this film. And like there's parts where just the tension is just right because of the score. So I just wanted to say that. It's like he is like Oscar Peterson is a jazz legend. And this is the only one. I guess he didn't like doing it because he never did it again. uh,
Cool.
yeah.
Kaiser, anything you want more to say?
Nothing except for honestly, I don't think Eddie Gold's character is half as smart as Mark and Raiko making up to be. Like he still makes like dumb decisions throughout the movie and has bad things done to him. So I don't think he's that smart, but yeah, like this, it's fine. This movie is fine. It's not great.
It's fine based on the wiki. Like we all read the wiki, and it's fine. It's fine. I had ChatGPT break down the scenes for me, so I didn't have to watch this. But I didn't do that with Shakespeare in Love, so for some reason.
Yeah.
Star ratings, Raiko.
Like I get it that this is a personal thing, but it's 5 for me. I love this film. It's one of my favorite 70s films. I get it. I know it's not the perfect film, but I've watched this at least 20 times, and I'll probably watch it 20 more before I go.
Okay. Crazy. I am 3.5 stars. It's a good movie. It just doesn't crack the like. Can't wait till the moment I get to rewatch this. Maybe that will change. Do the classic thing in the community. It might change on rewatch. Who knows? Mark, you seem to love it. Go.
Yeah, I always like finding Hitchcock movies that Hitchcock didn't direct. 4 stars. It's very good. I like it a lot.
Nazario.
Well, from what can I gather from the wiki, this sounds about a 3.5 star movie.
Oh wow, I thought you hated it way more than that.
Come on, man.
He's
I
doing that
never
based
said
on the
I.
wiki. He's doing based on the wiki.
I don't think. Yeah.
It's
If it was based
it's.
on him, he would have given him
I
more.
think it's a good movie overall. I just think you are overvaluing it because of the personal
Probably.
attachment,
No, I
which
agree.
I get. I mean, I get because probably it's what's going to happen with the next movie we're going to talk about.
Oh yeah.
But the thing is that I think it had the rhythm wasn't as crisp as I wanted for a movie like this, and he made one decision that actually didn't feel like it made sense to me. It made sense to you guys, so I might be fucking wrong. But other than that, I think it's solid, and I do like the way the movie ended. I just think he way too much stuck on that blonde girl. Like the other girl was more into him and more like a partner for what he was gonna do, and he was still like, hey, you know what? I want that
Yeah, but
Julie
she got
girl.
beheaded. What are you gonna do?
Scott, Rico,
What?
every time he goes to say something, you're like his defense lawyer, the silent partner's defense lawyer. Calm down. But I also love that I asked for score, and I also asked Nazario his pros and cons. The longest he talked was during the star rating. I just want that on the record. Kaiser.
And unlike Cody and Nazario, I use Grok. So from what I could understand, it was fine. I'll give it 2.5. Like to me, it was kind of middle of the road. And plus it's a 70s movie, and I don't really like the 70s look when it comes to movies. So yeah, 2.5 sounds about right.
2.5. Wow.
2.5, yeah.
All right, man. Somebody that literally said pacing and like not as crisp and all that stuff. He decided to bring 2,000 Spanish. So I'm really interested to see that. Like, if you want to talk about crisp and not knowing how long their movie was,
Talk about stepping in it.
we can talk about the pros of this movie first. Pros. Unique cast for all characters in this that playing the wrong characters. So I
Except
felt
maybe Donald Sutherland.
Instead, Donald, that was the one thing. Instead, Donald Sutherland, the only person right for every role, John Ritter, the therapist, wrong.
William H. Macy, wrong.
Wrong.
Nev Campbell, wrong.
Wrong. It was just so like I was just like,
Tracy
oh my
Ullman,
god.
for fuck's sake.
It's like, guys, what are we doing? And then Donald Sutherland came out. I was like,
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually,
I like the idea.
The wife, Barbara Bain I thought she was good as well.
Sure.
Donald Sutherland's wife, Barbara Bain.
Yeah, and for her total of 3.5 minutes she's on screen, I think she
That's true. But that one scene where you completely understand, like that's okay. Now we're going to positives. That scene at the dinner table is by far the best scene in the entire film. Where
you find out why William H. Macy has daddy issues?
Yeah, that is, and the fact that the mother is just as complicit, and that scene was genuinely tense and enjoyable. I wish the rest of the movies had that. It didn't, but that scene for positive, yeah, that scene was good, really good.
Nazario, why do you love this
crazy?
movie?
You guys are fucking crazy. William H. Macy is fucking brilliant in this movie. And I admit, like, the same thing I said for Reiko is what applies for me, because back in the early 2000s, late 1900s, yes, I am that person.
1900s.
The fucking movies here, we didn't have streaming and we just got what we got. So sometimes by the grace of God, I just heard about these fucking weird movies, little indie movies that I just really wanted to watch. So I had to fucking blindly buy movies on Amazon and wait for a month for them to show up. And if they suck, they suck. But if they were great, they were great. And this is when I had to watch like that. And I fucking loved it. Like, I think William H. Macy hits it on all cylinders. And I actually think Nev Campbell is really good in this because she doesn't get these roles where she gets to be more like a sensual girl and like have weird interactions with older men. Like, if we're ever doing this thing again, I'm probably gonna make you guys watch Where Will I Be Loved, because Nev Campbell is great in that one too. I love how it's just basically like a cousin idea to what The Sopranos is, because he's a guy who just has been killing people all his life, and he just needs to, to make that leave his mind, talk to somebody, like get some other input from what he's doing because he doesn't understand how he got to this point. And the way that Donald Sutherland is such a fucking monster and how he just fucking fixes him into this road for his life and he doesn't get a choice on it. I like it. It's fucking brilliant. And it's not even a long movie. It's like 90 minutes. It's short. It's efficient.
It felt
I
weird.
like it.
Nazar,
Problem.
you picked the wrong. Also, you picked the wrong group of people to compare something to The Sopranos to. Like I don't know what you're talking about
I'm
there.
getting straight PTSD. I already grade things. If I see a bad guy sit there talk to a therapist, I start twitching at this point. I don't want to see it again. I never want to watch it again. The problem is I think that's the weird thing. Do I think this movie deserves to be longer? Fuck no. But for the plot that it wants to tell me, it needs to be longer. Everything is so rushed near the end. Like they were like, all right, we're doing a 2-hour movie. Perfect. Setup. Here's the thing. Hey, by the way, studio just called. We need to make this an hour and a half. Fuck. And then everything just goes. He fucks Nev Campbell. He goes to daddy's house. He shoots him. Oh, by the way, the therapist tells the officers, we got to get him outside the house so he can come in and get shot in the knee. And then, what? And then, oh wait, let's just do this cool thing where they're both sitting in the therapist's office. And he says, I just lost someone. And Nev Campbell sees the same eyes in the young boy. Shotgun to the head. I just was like, oh my, what are we doing? Because, like, it had the pacing for a 2-hour film. Like, they knew where, and I don't think it was going to be overly great, but I knew where they were going. But when you drop it into 8th gear right away, you're just, okay, we're fucking speeding. I felt like Toho watching a 2-time speed. Thought I missed something. As soon as he broke in the hat, like, and shot his dad, I was like, where did we go? Like, what? We were just in the park. We were just in the park saving John Ritter from getting beat up.
No,
And
was
now
that-
I was thinking to myself, like,
Yes.
there's no way this movie ends here. This can't be the ending. This feels like there should be like 25 minutes left.
Yes,
But, like, no,
agreed.
the movie just kind of
Yeah.
that's it.
Okay.
I
So
love
my main problem with this movie is this guy is a fucking hitman, but he's such a shit hitman that he got killed by a freaking like lousy cop. Like, where's the hitman? Where's the hitman part? He's not dangerous at all. He's a freaking
Yeah,
wimp.
but he quit. He forgot
he
how.
got
We
shot
never
in the
see-
gut and then just
we never see him
honestly was like,
kill anybody.
that's it.
Well,
We
there's
see
one
him-
person at the beginning.
One
There's
person.
one person at the beginning you see
But
him.
that-
And the
that's
guy
not-
in the car.
Whatever. Like,
Yeah, but
One-
no,
Oh, he
no,
kills
agree.
two when he's a boy.
That's what I'm
Because
saying. The guy in the
His
car.
dad goes over and goes,
that
"Hey,
doesn't
you gotta
count. It's
kill
not.
him."
It's not William H. Macy. That doesn't count.
No, but at the beginning where it's a long shot and you just see the guy collapse. He's buying. I
Yeah,
guess
he
he's
walks
buying
up to him. He
a
stabs
hot
him in the
dog.
heart.
Was
or
it a
whatever.
hot dog or something he was buying?
Yeah.
Yeah. But again, I never. The other problem with this movie, and I didn't understand why Nev Campbell's character was there for like
No.
it's part of the movie, and I didn't buy it. Did you buy the Nev Campbell would have like this complete loser? I'm sorry, but he
things.
was a complete
Two
loser.
things that were so fucking weird. Gets in the room, says, "You have a husband. We're not going to do this. There's no way, blah, blah." He keeps showing up. He keeps creeping. He finally gets up there. He rejects her, says, "I can't do that to my wife." He throws a fucking temper tantrum, cuts her hand, gets pissed off, and then says, "You know what? Now it's time to fuck." And then they have sex. What? Where did the development? Why are you so mad that he didn't want to? Now you're what? And then this is the relationship. Why are you in this movie? Why does this character exist besides to be the mistress?
It's a midlife crisis
And
movie.
why would the wife go to the station?
She was the one he found like a muse to try to keep going forward to because he found her beautiful and
I
she
want you to
find
be a
him
shotgun as
completely
you talk.
interesting. And yeah, she found
Sorry,
her
but
completely
Shakespeare
interesting.
does
She was a bisexual woman who was looking for something different, and she just found something beautiful about the way that he handled himself. Shit happens, man. The world is weird, and
Kaiser
I fucking believed it.
Kaiser is 100% right. This same movie is told by him buying a Ferrari, him leaving the country, like not being a hitman at all, not just a midlife crisis. Like, hey, I've been stuck in this for too long, and then like I wanted this movie to flip at one point where I just got to follow Donald Sutherland because every time he was on screen, I was like, Yes, you're the fucking ruthless asshole I can support. And then when William H. Macy kills him, I'm like, well, we just killed the best character. This fucking sucks. And then I was
but
like,
that was
oh,
the end of the
movie's
film,
over.
so it's
The
fine.
movie's over.
The movie agreed, actually.
We can't go if he's gone. He like, hey, I'm leaving the business. You want me to tell your wife and kid what you did? No, that's your ace in the hole. Like what?
Hey,
John,
honey,
and
by
by
the
the
way,
way,
I've been
John
killing
Ritter,
people. What?
John Ritter, rest in peace. Horrible. I mean, horrible
He was
actor.
no, like he was here the entire time.
He always is. He always is. He doesn't have range besides he's in Three's Company. That's the only time he's ever shown range. It's crazy.
Hey,
Him being a
I like
therapist,
Problem Child.
you liked it because of the child. You don't like it because John Ritter.
Ew.
What?
Nothing.
Don't be a weirdo. Don't be a weirdo.
Yeah.
This is the equivalent of AJ Soprano in therapy.
And then why did the wife go to the same psychiatrist? That makes no sense.
I mean, she wanted to find. She
conflict of
wanted.
interest.
She wanted to find the side piece that he was banging. Like, in the
No,
middle.
this
She was curious.
this maker of this movie watched The Sopranos. Watch the first season.
Which
of
came
Sopranos.
first? When did this came right after Sopranos? Because it's the
It's 90,
year.
right? 99?
Yeah,
No,
was
2000.
2000.
When did Sopranos?
it
come
was
out?
like probably like the first 2-3 seasons of Sopranos.
Okay,
had been out by
okay.
this point.
Yeah, so this is literally it. This is somebody watched Sopranos and goes, I'm gonna make a movie based on it. Basically,
But one
without
other
organized crime.
one before we go, there is one other nice thing about this film. I like the look of it. It was shot.
Yeah.
I really like the look of it.
Like I feel like
guess
we
not.
blew past the good. Like we got
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we're fine. All right.
Like Nazario said some good things, and we just been bullying him.
Yeah, we have.
All right, let's get ratings. Nazario.
The first time I watched this movie 25 years ago, I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. I fucking loved it.
Do it again.
Watching it again after all this time, because I actually never rewatched it until this time.
Jesus.
I still loved what I loved, although I can see a little more of the things that bother people. So I'm gonna give it 4.5 stars because I still think it's a great
Growth.
fucking movie.
Growth. Kaiser.
I mean, I feel about it similar to what I feel about The Silent Partner. Like, it's a movie that I think is okay, that I don't think I'll really ever watch again, but it has the benefit of looking better than The Silent Partner. So 3 stars.
What do you hate about
You like this?
70s
You
film?
like this better than Silent Partner?
Yeah, like slightly.
Wow.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I'm at 2.5 stars. There's 30 minutes on the cutting room floor somewhere that I would like to see. I don't think it might improve it, but I think I'd get more Donald Sutherland. So I'm gonna take that. Mark.
I really like how Nazario explained this. Of like, I had to blind buy movies and hope they were good, and I found one movie that didn't suck, and so I brought it on Roundtable today. Like that was the way you just describe Panic. Still is kind of bad. I think it's the third time I've been on the show with you and Nazario. You're 0 for 3 at this point with me. I'll say that.
Have I been here 3 times? I remember 2.
Cannibal the music. Cannibal.
Oh yeah, Cannibal was the other one.
And then I don't know what the other one you brought was.
It was that
Sex
Spanish.
and Lucia. Sex
Oh,
and
that
Lucia.
movie was bad. That was
Not
bad.
good. Sex and Lucia not good either. 0 for 3.
Yeah.
2 out of 5 stars. Not good either.
Righto.
I was going to give it 2.5, but then I listened to myself speak during this time, so I have to give it 2 because I think I liked it less than I thought. So 2.
Okay. Okay. Now, time for the battle.
Yeah.
Shakespeare love.
Oh, I'll go first.
Famous actors in dress up. That's what I felt the entire time.
English actors in dress up.
Yeah, English actors in
No,
dress
there were a
up.
couple
English
of
actors
American.
Gwyneth
And Ben
Paltrow in
Affleck.
dress up.
Ben Affleck. Go ahead.
Oh,
Alan.
we can talk. We'll save that for the negative side. Go ahead.
Wait, okay. So first, what the fuck? Ben Affleck is like he's the third best actor in his movie after the leads. Like, okay, I'll talk about the leads first. Gwyneth Paltrow, Joseph Fiennes is the best
You're
performance
with
ever.
him on that?
I yeah.
You're
I like-
high.
Those two have by far the best performances in this movie, and the chemistry together is legit like electric. Like, this is a rom-com that will not work if the leads are not good, and those two are especially good. I think especially Gwyneth Paltrow because she has to play two roles essentially. She has to play like the somewhat spoiled lady, and also like the actor who is and a lady who is masquerading as the actor. And I think so. First of all, she pulls off like the boy look really well. Like it's actually believable, and I think she acts very well in it. And her interactions with Joseph Fiennes, I felt was always extremely good. And so even aside from the supporting cast, Ben Affleck, you see him, you see Mercutio. You can see how Mercutio was inspired by him. And you know, Jeffrey Rush was bumbling. Like, I love the intro of him getting his like boots cooked. It was really freaking funny. And Tom Wilkinson, great. Colin Firth as a scumbag, great. Judi Dench was, I don't know why Judi Dench won the Oscar because she didn't really do anything in this movie, but yeah. And yeah. And
So you can just look at the producer of this movie and you understand why they won anything that they won.
Yeah, no, agree to that. But to echo the cast in this, that's the one thing I love about this. I think every like little part is just like really good. Like there's no complaints about any actor in here. Tom Wilkinson, there's something about him wanting to be what is it? How do you say it?
Apothecary.
Yeah, what he said. I just love how he's so excited to play that role. So that and it's just funny. I like the way that it weaved in, that it became a Shakespeare play, like an homage to a Shakespeare play as well, like throughout. It's just a feel good, fun movie. Again, I don't think it's like a upper echelon, but it's hard not to like this film. It really is. It's funny. I think that's the thing that the it's going for it. It's fun. Like, I mean, funny is subjective, but yeah, to me, it's funny. It's looks good. It's shot well, and it's acted well. And I agree with Kaiser. I wouldn't say he's the third best, but I do like Ben Affleck in this.
Okay.
Yeah,
So first,
I want to touch on the cast real quick because like I do kind of agree with like the Ben Affleck. I really like Ben Affleck's performance. He doesn't really get a chance to at least play a lot of these period pieces because I thought what I was kind of neat about, because I'm not a huge fan of like The Last Duel, but I did really like Ben Affleck in that just because like it's a nice like period piece performance. And I was like, man, Ben Affleck doesn't really get to play that much anymore. And like, oh, he does that in here. Like, that's kind of neat. I wanted to point out Colin Firth real quick.
Yes.
Colin Firth, like, he made his bones off of being like the charming Englishman in like a number of romantic comedies, and he is just a gigantic asshole in this movie, and he's very good in it.
Excellent.
As just this horrible like lord that's just trying to marry Gwyneth Paltrow. Like he honestly is maybe my favorite part of the movie. Like I love him in basically every scene that he's in.
So I think this movie gets too much hate, in the aspect of, like, I think because it beat Saving Private Ryan, it gets more hate than probably necessary. I think it's a fine movie. Do I think it's a great movie? No. I also think Shakespeare is a fucking quack, so I just don't like Shakespeare in general. I'm sorry, I don't give a fuck what anybody says. You can tell me how great and artistic. Fuck that. I'd rather eat a shotgun than go to a Shakespeare play any day of the week. But I think the leads are strong, super strong. The chemistry's there. You can tell that the overall. My boy, my fellow Red Sox, my fellow Bostonian, get the fuck out of this movie because you are bad. You literally feel like he is not meant for this movie. You don't give him a pass. Fine by me. I couldn't unsee it. I see him pop off. I'm like, God damn. Jeffrey Rush, Colin Firth, all these characters, great. Doing great. enjoy
is
it.
Mercutio. He's Mercutio. He
I don't give a fuck what that means, okay, buddy? You
Okay.
can say it, you can spell it, you can even put a smoke signal. I'm telling you, Bostonian Ben needs to stay the fuck out of this movie. It doesn't work. It doesn't work at all.
Just having so much fun.
Okay, the first thing I gotta say is that Mark
I
is
don't think I
fucking
was
insane.
done. That's really weird that you interrupted me.
Okay, Mark is
So-
insane. Last Duel is great. You can keep going.
Yeah. By the way, that's the wild. Like Last Duel, miles better than this, like by a landslide. But that's fine. Yes, Kaiser. I'm sorry. Wake up. You brought Garfield to kill two kids. But overall, like I didn't see anything that was absolutely incredible in this film. That was just like best picture worthy.
I think the
I
dialogue
want to
was.
clarify a little bit my position in this movie. I brought it to when we did the top 10 overrated movies from the night, and I defend that position. This movie is overrated as fuck because it's a good movie. People think I hate the movie. I don't. I think it's fine. I like it. I actually like it more than usual for this kind of movies. But you have to take into consideration the fact that this movie won Best Picture and that it cost Saving Private Ryan the honor it deserved, and that it probably was done through very shady ass means by the fucker in jail. I don't know if he's dead yet. Hopefully he's dead, but he's still in jail. Whatever. Uh, the movie itself works for the most part. I think it's a bit too long. I love the fact that I forgot Tom Wilkinson was in this movie because he's fucking great. Like I love Tom Wilkinson in that small role. Uh, I don't hate Ben Affleck. I think for the most part, all the actors are great. George, like Jeffrey Rush, is doing something. Somebody told him to do whatever he wanted, and he shows this. It doesn't kill the movie, but it's fine. I like Imelda Staunton as the nurse. That's pretty solid too. I don't particularly like Colin Firth though. I think he was being a dick. I just didn't like the kind of dick he was being. So I don't know. In general, I do think the movie's a little too long and they focus way too much on the how Joseph Fiennes and Gwyneth Paltrow can just cannot get off each other's ass like middle of the practices, jumping backstage for romancing and whatever. And I know that's what the movie's going for. That's the people they want to get with the movie, but it gets a little obnoxious at times. And yes, when they get caught, that's like, of course they got caught. They never stop touching each other. What the fuck? But the one thing I really don't like about this movie is when they cop out on the Marlowe thing, because the fact that they were making a joke of Shakespeare not only taking ideas from Marlowe was the better writer in the world of this movie. I don't know overall. I don't know his writing, but he took ideas from him. He always supported Shakespeare, and Shakespeare was such a little dick that he took every chance he get to throw shit to Marlowe's side, to the point that he told Collingford, Lord Wessex, several times that Marlowe was the one fucking his wife. And when he died, that made it interesting to me because it made it like, okay, there's something that he has to pay for now. He has to be accountable for his decision here. So when they just roll that shit back and say like, oh no, Marlowe died in a bar fight, he got stabbed, blah blah blah, on a drunken thing, when the guy never showed up like that. When you saw Marlowe in this movie, he looked like a full gentleman that wasn't getting involved in like bar fight and shit. That was more of a Shakespeare thing. I honestly feel that was like a rewrite. Like I think that at some point they were like, well, we cannot go back from this, so we better fucking let Shakespeare off the hook. And I hated that decision, really did. I really like this movie in general, except for the things I said, but that one thing just fucking annoys me.
Okay.
I want to ask one question real quick, just because like Nazario brought up this movie, like talking about bringing up this movie like in overrated a while ago. Is this movie actually overrated? Because I feel like the general
not anymore because people hate it now.
Well, like here's the thing though, like I don't think people were like in love with the movie like back then. Yes, it won Best Picture, but I feel like we also look at how it won Best Picture. It does feel like people, for the most part, did think that the other movie we're going to talk about was better, and just because it was campaigned better or campaigned in a certain way, it won it. Like, so, is it really overrated? Was it ever overrated? Is my question to you guys.
I
I
mean,
think when you put I think when you put the title Best Picture on something, it gets that thing unfairly.
Agreed.
Because
Yeah.
like when you watch movies from '98, that's the mark. That's what you measure. That's what you measure it against. And you're like, you consider this over this, you consider that over that. So it gets this not fair critique. I never hear people walking. I hear more people talking about Saving Private Ryan than I ever do Shakespeare in Love. So I wouldn't say. I would say, if anything, overrated. Probably Shakespeare, Saving Private Ryan, because I think more people talk about it at this point in time. I don't think enough people seen Shakespeare in Love or like automatically dismiss it before it even gets played.
for
Agreed.
me personally, yeah,
Sure.
sorry, you go first.
Go ahead, Kaiser. Go ahead.
Hey, Kaiser Thomas.
Okay,
Kaiser, you get cut off like 7 times. Go ahead.
so to me personally, people put this in a conversation like of like worst best picture winner of the 90s, along with the English Patient and Dances with Wolves. It is nowhere near as bad as those two boring pieces of shit. Like, I'm sorry, like this movie is
Oh, you're
extremely
yeah.
entertaining. Like, okay, I think it beating Saving Private Ryan. Honestly, my opinion on that debate is those two movies are pretty much cannot be compared because they are about two completely different things that it requires two different types of people to do it. Personally, I will put Shakespeare in Love over it because I think as a crowd pleaser,
Ridiculous.
Shakespeare is better. As a crowd pleaser.
My big critique of this film is that it's dessert, it's candy. There's nothing behind it, but that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, I love it for what it is, but yeah, there's nothing else to it. It's just sort of fluff, but it's good fluff and it's hilarious fluff. And I when we get into Saving Private Ryan, I do like it a little bit better than Saving Private Ryan, and I'll explain why when we get to Saving Private Ryan.
Ridiculous.
I would not have voted. Like, I mean, of the nominees, maybe, but to me, The Truman Show was a way better film and more deserving of Best Picture. But there's always, always movies that you think are more deserving, right? But this one, the biggest thing is just fluff, but it's fantastic fluff.
I think just maybe possibly wrap the conversation. Do you kind of want to point out something I think Kaiser said a while ago of like Shakespeare in Love being like the technically best movie of 97, whenever this movie came out. Which on that
90.
level, I kind of agree for this because Shakespeare in Love is the type of movie I would expect to win Best Picture. It is the movie in which on technical level, like the costumes, the sets, just the way it looks, this feels like something people would get Best Picture to. It's also centered around the thing that 100% people are going to award Best Picture to. It is centered around like how art is made and kind of like where inspiration comes from. Like the Academy eats that shit up. Like it's funny that like there is all this controversy that of like what the guy did to help help make this win. When in reality, I don't think he had to do any of it. Like I could see a whole bunch of people in Hollywood voting Shakespeare in Love over Saving Private Ryan for that one reason alone.
Gwyneth Paltrow won Best Actress over Kate Blanchett in Elizabeth, Fernanda Montenegro in Central Station, Meryl Streep in One True Thing, and Emily Watson in Hillary and Jackie.
What are those movies?
She was not better than any of those performances. Like the fact that the movie gets awards that it doesn't deserve because of politics has to be taken into account when you say a movie is being overrated. I don't care if it's been 25 years, the guy's in prison, and like people now think like, hey, you know what? Saving Private Ryan actually was the better one. Or like Reiko correctly indicates, Truman Show was the best movie of that whole fucking year. It's still the one with the Oscar, it's still the one with all the awards. It kind of sours the whole thing. If it was just a movie that showed up and we watched it and thought like, hey, that was fine, that was kind of cute, maybe you pop it in Netflix or whatever 15 years later and have a fluffy time, it would be fine. But put it into the account that this thing is the best movie celebrated by the Academy that year, sours it, man. It has to sour it a bit.
Muted.
Cody, you're muted.
I think with the two leads, I don't think I'm walking out of there. I think this movie falls completely flat if either one of them are bad. They work super well. So I can't argue. And I mean, I haven't seen a ton of the movies he listed, so I can't really argue that. But overall, I don't see anything wrong with her performance. That would like her performance was. I felt the same emotion. Like their love story is the only thing that works. Like for that makes this movie run. If they had terrible chemistry, I could find this movie being awful. It just doesn't. I
I guess.
as somebody that well, if you can't feel like the two people that are fucking at each other every chance they get, don't you think the movie would fall a little flat? Like, oh look, they hate each other. They're supposed to be in love. They're literally found out because they can't keep each other's hands off each other, so you can feel that chemistry.
He was touching her
think overall,
puppies.
but overall, I think with the list of characters and everybody in it, seemed like an Oscar movie. I stayed away from this movie for so long because of the hate it did get. Doesn't deserve the amount of hate it got. I don't like it as much as the Saving Private Ryan, but overall, it doesn't deserve the hate that it gets. Star ratings, Kaiser.
Oh, me?
Well, you
I love
brought it,
this-
so
Yeah, I love this movie. I'm not really sure that I put it in my like top hundreds ever, but it's definitely the best movie that I watched on a plane. And I think that if you watch it on a plane, it's really fun to watch. So I'll give it 4.5 stars.
Was that wild?
Nazario.
That is a weird metric. Like the best movie I watched on a plane was Next, with Nicolas Cage. It was great for a plane, not for anything else. But this movie, like I said, like I give it a lot of shit, but it's mostly because it sours me on that I took something that I think it would have been better. Like Spielberg having 2 Best Picture winners with 2 Best Director awards, it really fucking sucks. And some things bother me, but not as much as they think. I feel like to me, I'm hanging in the 3.5 range, but I know I am biased against it, so I'm gonna give it a 4, just to be on the safe side of history. I guess it's not bad. It's fine. It is what it is. Definitely less than Saving Private Ryan. 4
It's
stars.
better than English Patient. Oh my god.
Raiko.
This is fluff, but almost perfect fluff. So 4.5, but it is fluff.
Mark.
I can't get it. It's weird. I think I was the most positive about this movie. I gave it 3 stars. I thought it was fine. I didn't like. It's not a bad movie. I just don't care about it really at all. Except for Colin Firth. Colin Firth is amazing in it. He's a big part of the reason why it's 3 stars.
I'm 3.5. I think
Is
it's
it,
fine.
it's better than Garfield 2.
Much better. It could only go up from there, buddy. Could only go up.
Yeah, I am 3.5. I don't think it's near as bad as everybody says it is. I think everybody needs to calm down. The Oscars were bought and paid for back then, so and it's still kind of bought and paid for. That's how good your promotion is. So overall, so yeah, best movie, maybe or the movie that should have won. Saving Private Ryan. Let's just get it out of the way. We're gonna skip real quick, guys. Best part of this movie, blah blah blah. The first 20 minutes, everybody clings to it. Everybody says it's the best part of it. Blah blah blah. I disagree. I think that is arguably one of the best war scenes that has ever happened. I think they shot it amazing. I think it looks great. I think it looks brutal. If that's a 10% of what it was the day that it happened, holy shit. I like the overall movie. The band the group going through the war together to find him, to deal with the situation. I like that just as much as the first scene. I overall like all the characters. If you like that shot, like the sniper shot through the sniper shot's one of the greatest like shot ever. I love those scenes. I love the characters' work. There's one big nitpick. I've said it numerous times. I'll say it when we get to it. But other than that, I think this is one of the best war movies that has ever been made.
Um, okay, so this is one of those where the individual parts, there are a lot of individual parts I really like. But to me, this never came together. And because there's three tones in this movie that clash for me. One is sort of the realism, the visceral stuff. So like the sniper attack, the opening 20 minutes, some of the battle, the final battle, which I thought it went a little bit unbelievable, but still there was some good stuff in that battle. The other tone is their cynicism. There is a lot of cynicism in this sprinkled throughout this film, but the problem is it's also sprinkled with so much schmaltz, and those three never gelled for me. Like that, as soon as that scene happens, when the general does the speech, about why this mother, why he doesn't want to, do the fourth son. This mother was so schmaltzy, and we just had this really cynical scene, and it just didn't work for me. And I could so the problem is those tones never amount for me, and was never quite sure what this movie was trying to say because of that. Because it seemed to have like all these mixed messages. So it wasn't like, I think this was one of those weird transition periods that Spielberg was going through. He still had some of his old cynicism stuff and the new schmaltzy stuff, and he just didn't know how to gel the two. So that to me, but otherwise, there's some fantastic parts to this movie.
For me personally, I kind of get what you're saying about the schmaltzy thing, but what I will say is regarding both the schmaltzy and the realism of it, I think both are actually part and parcel of like World War II, and especially as soldiers, because I think that schmaltzy is something that is very very like valued among like commanders, but I think that is contrasted with on the ground there is a lot of realism. I think that the combination of those two together is what really makes like a war movie, because it shows both sides for me.
Yeah, it just never gelled for me. And that final scene, I call me a horrible person, but it just, I hated that whole the old man thing. I just hated it.
I'm with Cody. I don't think the first opening scene is actually just the best part of the movie. I think the whole movie as a whole is pretty fucking great. I think the worst part of the movie gets killed pretty early on, so that doesn't affect the rest of the movie for me. So yeah, I love that the people in the unit get their little moments here and there. Barry Pepper's great. Like him and Jeremy Davis as Private Upham. Those are like the two ones I really love. Edward Burns whines all the fucking movie about, but that is his character. So I get that too, and I think the movie really very distinctly shows the difference between the generals sitting in an office, probably with air conditioner over there in Washington, and how they get like, oh my God, this woman lost three kids. We need to get her fourth kid back because it's inhuman. Comparing it to the people who are actually doing the mission and saying like, hey, so why the fuck is this guy worth 8 lives against one? Because they are there every fucking day doing the thing. And Tom Hanks has to be the one keeping the train on track, saying like, hey, the mission is the mission, and if we can do other things on it during it and help the overall war, like that would be great. And then how it just flips when he says like, shit, there's a machine gun here and it's gonna ambush a lot of our friends, so we have to take it. And everybody's like, hey, now that's not our mission, remember? Because people are like that. That's human nature. You don't want to fucking go head first into violence, into danger and death if you can avoid it. So I like the fact that everything here felt human, everything felt pretty real, and it shows you very clearly the great divide between idealism and reality, and it does it again with Pride and Open when he's insisting that they let go of a Steamboat Willie, the German guy that they get, then they make bury his friends and dig his own fucking grave, and then the last second Tom Hanks is like, fuck yeah, okay, let him go. And how he repays him by fucking shooting him in the end. And that's what makes up and break out of that crystal ball that he's been carrying the whole movie. Like, hey, the world is perfect. Everybody is basically a good person. No, they're not. Everybody's just out for themselves, and we're all fucking bitches in this world, rolling around giant ball. It's it's a great fucking movie, man. Yes, the old man at the end is small shit as shit, but fuck it. It's like 5 minutes after you see a masterpiece for like 2 and 4 hours and 40 minutes.
Why are we talking shit about old man Matt Damon?
Well,
What are we
there
doing? Like
wasn't Matt Damon.
what are we
That's my
doing here?
biggest nitpick. That's my biggest nitpick is when he sits on and sits at the beginning of the film, and they go into his eyes, and they put him back in Normandy where he was not at Normandy. So it was the weirdest flash. Like it's the worst decision that they made, because it's like I remember I was sitting there staring off. You weren't there, buddy. You weren't out there. You didn't fight with them.
Well, he never said he was there. Like,
I know, but don't give me the flashback through his eyes.
well, they wanted you
when
to
you
believe he was Tom Hanks.
When you do that in a
Get you-
movie, it says that you were there. Because
Yeah.
then the whole movie, you think that's Hanks. It's not Hanks. Dumb.
I don't know. That's the problem.
Yeah.
I don't know what's the
That's
problem.
That's my
Whatever.
only nitpick.
I don't know if it was a problem. Whatever. Like I was sitting here angry the whole time listening to Kaiser and Reiko talk about like how the tones clash. Like really glad Nazario win. I would have just blown up on you too. Yeah, I don't like mainly because like I don't know what you're talking about. I feel like the tones of this movie are kind of perfect. It's a movie that constantly questions the value of war, or at the very least the value of human life, when the whole mission that we're going through, saving one guy, is saving one guy worth it? What are we actually doing here? It is. I kind of love at least that cynicism of war, even though like it's something we have, everybody acknowledges that they have to be there for. It's something that had to be done. Yet you do have a bunch of guys like saying like, is it really worth it going after to save one guy? Like it, I think all that melds in so well. It's also a movie that is sprinkled with just so much humanity. You just can't feel but have emotions for every guy there. One I think of the better ones is how they handle Ribisi's character. Like the scene of him dying, I think, is made so much better when he tells that story about how he couldn't stay awake to like talk to his mom, but there's sometimes he actually sat there asleep. So like he's imagining these moments that he didn't get to talk to his mom, and like the end, him dying is him crying out for his mother. Like it makes that scene 1,000 times sadder. Like so, yeah. I don't know what you're talking. Also, I at this point in my life maybe low key like the second battle a little bit better than the first. I love that ending battle so much. I can't tell you how many times, especially watching this, like as a kid, I can't tell you how many times I've reenacted that like ending scene like in my backyard a whole bunch. It was amazing.
Well, so you made sticky bombs?
Also, yeah, so Tom Hanks.
Conker's
No, I
Bad
love the
Fur
sticky
Day was
bombs.
the
The
best
sticky bombs are
adaptation in
great.
video games of this battle.
Yeah, no. So this movie is incredibly influential. Like, I mean, the video games that it spawned, the look, the shutter thing,
And others.
the handheld camera, but yeah, no. And to me, would have worked better. You were saying, oh, the generals. If the generals did this as a publicity stunt, I would have bought it more. And I don't know why, but I never got into a lot of the characters. Some of them I did. Yeah, I like Barry Pepper. The other ones I don't know why. I just never got into it. The whole thing about what did Tom Hanks do? Like I don't know. I didn't care about that. It didn't matter to me.
Okay, now it's my turn. What I
That's
was saying
wild.
is there is a
I know.
there's a specific scene in this movie with Upham, which is like the translator guy, where he's being a coward, so-called coward. It's one of the most controversial scenes in the movie, I think, for a lot of people. But to me, it's also the most human scene, and it's the scene that I am glad Spielberg included in the movie. It's rough.
I kind of
Yeah.
agree.
It's a good scene.
It's interesting because I feel like you have a guy, because I think what's interesting about Oppenheimer, he's a guy that for the entire movie is trying to hold on to what he believes his humanity is. He's trying to go this whole conflict without killing anybody because he believes that is what makes him a good person. When in reality, like, you're at war, buddy. Like, this is where you're at. Like, and then he finds a way, like Spielberg finds a way to at least make Oppum the bad guy because he won't kill anybody in the middle of a war, and how that decision ultimately just leads to more death.
Yeah, but then again, to me, the thing about, I get it, and Spielberg was showing, oh, if you don't kill them, they'll kill you. But it's that whole killing of prisoners of war thing. It sticks to me a bit. Maybe call me naive or whatever, but I get it, and that's why some of the mixed messaging in this film, for example, the character I could tell that Nazario hated, a certain Vin Diesel. I forget the character's name. What was his name?
Caparzo. He was
Caparzo or something. Yeah. The fact that he saves a girl or tries to save the little girl and then immediately story-wise gets punished for it. So what is Spielberg trying to say with that? I'm not sure. That's the problem for me with this movie. I'm not sure what Spielberg is trying to say.
What was the way how he could save that girl? You have to use logic here. They're in the middle.
No, I agree, but then he gets punished, so don't even try.
He doesn't get punished.
He
didn't get punished for trying to save the girl. He got killed because he was stupid. He wanted to do something that he had no business doing at that point because there was no plan for that girl. Like he was just like, she reminds me of my niece. I'm gonna grab her, and then he immediately walks into open space and gets fucking shot. That is
the thing. Is what he is trying to convey in that message is war is full of consequences, and when you deviate from the plan in any way, that could be your last move. Like you have to be a unit. You have to be in the A to B to C to D back to A. Like you can't. And when he grabs the child, even Hank's just like, "No, what are you doing? Like, no, we can't take a kid."
No,
it also calls back to their actual mission, because them going to save Private Ryan is objectively a waste of time. Like they shouldn't be doing it. It doesn't better the war effort. So why are they here?
There's another.
It matches up with that.
There's another very short scene that reinforces that thing that you have to always be aware. At the beginning, when the guy in the beach gets shot in the helmet, and then everybody was like, "Oh, you're the fucking luckiest guy ever." Instead of the guy just realizing, "Fuck, I just got shot in my helmet, and this was lucky that I didn't kill me," he takes the fucking helmet off and starts like, "Whoo!" So it's all great now, and he gets fucking shot in the head. You have to be aware of where you are, and you have to stick with the line of the plan you're trying to do. And I agree with Mark. Yes, the point is that looking for Ryan is fucking stupid because you're risking more resources, more lives. But that guy sitting in Washington that doesn't give a shit, it just, hey, you know what? Let's do a nice thing for this.
But here's the thing: the guys in Washington did give a shit. That was my issue with it. They actually did. And the problem was the end of the movie justifies their mission to save Ryan. So that's where the mixed messaging for me comes in, right? So and that to me is it just never. I don't know. For some reason I liked. Oh my God, I forgot his name now. The guy from Cheers. I liked his character.
The mixed messaging is just because you're giving an order doesn't mean the group that got the order agrees with the order.
No, that's not. I'm not talking about the plot. I'm talking about, like the theme of the movie, right? It's very muddled, the theme of the movie for me. Anyway,
my response to this is like the mission to rescue Ryan comes on the highest, but to me it doesn't have to be justified because saving Private Ryan is not really about them. It's about the soldiers on the ground. And they themselves, they don't buy the higher up justification. They come up with their own justification, and whether it is right or wrong is them. I felt that it was justified from their POV, and I think that was sufficient to me.
I think we can give ratings, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, you'll be surprised. I'm not giving it a bad rating.
No, no way. Of course you're not, because why would you?
No.
But you liked it better than you liked the other one. You liked Shakespeare a little better.
Well, I did like that, but I wouldn't have voted it for Best Picture.
If it was Canadian soldiers, I bet you'd be on board with it. Anyways, I'm at 5 stars. I think it's one of the best war movies that's ever been made. I think it's super rewatchable. Right, Kim?
4. It has a lot of good parts. It is influential. You have to see it alone for just some of the scenes. But yeah, it never quite gelled for me enough to give it to that upper echelon. So 4.
Nazario.
When I think about rating movies, I don't like to compare it to similar movies or other movies in the same area or year or whatever. I just think, is this the best version of this movie that it can be with the story and the resources it's got? And for me, the answer on this one is yes. It's a 5-star movie. It's perfect. There's nitpicking here or there, little shit that bother me personally, but I do not think it affects at all the movie. And like a very good 5-star movie, every time you watch it, you find new shit from it. Hey, you know what? I did forgot Paul Giamatti was in this movie. I rewatched it today. I was like, fuck, that's Paul Giamatti, and he's great. So I just fucking love this movie.
Mark.
It's one of the best war movies ever. It's probably top 5 Spielberg for me. It's one of his best. 5 out of 5 stars. Should have won Best Picture that year.
Kind of.
I kind of echo with what everyone said. Like, as far as war movies goes, and I think specifically like war movies about soldiers go, I think this is probably like the best one. It tells a story of a soldiers well. It makes the soldiers interesting. Like the war segments are extremely gripping and it's shot extremely well, even in like the beginning and the end scenes. So I'll give it 4.5 stars.
Okay. Pretty well, right?
Yeah, and we're in agreement. This should have won Best Picture.
Okay. I'm so happy we agreed with that tonight. Good job. We've completed it. I couldn't do it without you guys. Next, the bad news is we did this live when Melee was recording a match, so our audience got sucked away. It's not a big deal. But next month, the 21st of September, we will be live. We will be doing, so far, it's Joseph Olivas, Jake Marangoni, Jeremy Potters, Mark Menchaca, and myself. Only 2 movies have been picked so far, Foxcatcher, and I don't know what Jeremy picked. But we will pick it. We'll post on the channel to go live. Thank you all for being on. Film Hot Takes will be back probably in 2 weeks. Movie Melee tomorrow. We have 2 more. We have 4 matches in the next few days. Brawl's back. Hit Stick will be live on Wednesday this week on Video Store. So go check everything out. Yeah. So with that, bye-bye. See you later. Peace out.